I was asked recently by a mate to put up a video how to optimize your 500 meter row. He'd sent me a couple of similar videos which were less than stellar. One was kind of using a powerlifting protocol of just doing extra reps each week. Another one was even more basic than that. So what follows is going to actually give you a program to really improve your 500 meters. Why should you believe me? Well, why indeed? I've actually competed in 6 different sports at either national, international or at a professional level. I've got the obligatory strength and conditioning qualification, and I am actually an ex-world record holder in Concept 2 rowing. But hey, first things first, we've got to point out that 500 meter row is not a sprint. A sprint could be defined as something whereby you're going at full speed or near to full speed for a very short distance. To illustrate this point, we need to just give you a brief overview of energy systems. So there are 3 energy systems that you're going to use during a 500 meter row. The first one is your immediate energy system. That's the one with the highest octane, highest power. However, it's only going to last a few seconds before it's spent. You then get into your anaerobic system, which is the predominant energy system that you would use during a sprint in most cases. In a trained athlete, this can last for maybe about 35 seconds, which is why you see 400 meter runners that look like they've been punched in the face with about 80 meters to go. They get to 320-ish and their anaerobic system is kicking out and their aerobic system is kicking in. That's the slow energy system that is used for most activities that exceed a minute. Now, the 500 meter row in a trained, good lightweight would last about 90 seconds. In a good heavyweight, that would last about 80 seconds. Now, sure, if we get to kind of world record level, people are going a little bit quicker. But essentially, even if it was a world record pace, a big heavyweight, a good heavyweight, is going to last for 70 seconds. And that's way, way, way out of the range of the anaerobic energy system. So probably about 50% of your training needs to be aerobic and slow. That is not a sprint. These are the individual components that are going to make up your 500 meter row training. Let's go through them just one at a time and give you a brief idea of the type of sessions that would be involved. So if we start with speed endurance, this is something that will lead to high lactic accumulation, large oxygen debt. A good type of session here would be, say, 250 meters times 4 with about an 8-minute recovery. This should be pretty close to your actual 500 meter race speed. Power speed, this is where you'd need maximum muscle contraction. So you're looking for, say, low pulls here, something where you do, say, 5 or 6 pulls out of the blocks as hard as you can, as fast as you can. Take a good recovery, 5-6 minutes between them. Do about 5-6 sets. Strength endurance, slightly different. This is a little bit like if you imagine a track sprinter doing hill runs or stadium stairs. You want to mimic this by doing, say, maybe something like 75 or 80 meters and only giving yourself 5 or 6 pulls in that time to complete it on maximum resistance, fan 10. Tempo endurance is typically something you would do more during an endurance winter phase, typically on a different mesocycle. But think of it as kind of sample session, something like 350 times 6 with a 3-minute recovery. It's going to be way below your actual race pace, but it's teaching you that tempo to get it going, the rhythm of actually going over the distance. Event rowing, very, very important, particularly as you come towards the actual race day. Good sample session here would be something like 3 by 300 meters, and you'd be wanting to do these fairly evenly spaced around about the race pace. So around about, let's say you're going to do 90 seconds for your 500 meters, you want to be going through at 90-second pace, 1 minute 30 pace for the first 300, then take off 15 to 20 minutes, try and replicate it, another 15 to 20 minutes, try and replicate that as well. Now, pure speed, that's slightly different again, a little bit different to power speed in that you'll be doing slightly longer distances and you want to actually be going aggressively attacking out of the blocks. So think of something like, 6 by 120 meters, big recovery, 10 to 12 minutes. Make sure it's a good quality session. Endurance. Well, endurance is very important in the 500-meter row. It equates for about 50% really of where you're going to get your energy from. In an ideal world, you do a separate kind of mesocycle before you come into your dedicated 500-meter row training, and actually be building up your endurance and also building up your strength. Now, the strength part of it, I wouldn't get too bogged down for 500 meters. It's not quite as important as if you're a real sprinter, if you're like a 100-meter guy or a minute guy. The type of movements you want to be doing is static strength, things like squats. At the same time, you need an element of explosive strength, so things like power cleans. And then you could do narrow grip overhand pull-ups, explosive in fashion, almost kind of trying to convert them into a muscle up, so you're getting that kind of explosive element off the start. Obviously, you can do bent over rows, things that are all specific to rowing in general. But like I say, I wouldn't get too bogged down with the strength element. Rowing's got an unusual mix, really, in that static strength and explosive strength kind of combine, whereas your sprinter needs a lot more explosive strength. They would do the static strength during a separate kind of mesocycle and then come into their specific discipline training for the actual event. Okay, here's an actual plan over a 5-week period. It's assuming that you're going to do 5 sessions a week. Obviously, that might not be the case. If you're going at a slower pace, just chug through them in a chronological order. In an ideal world, like I say, you probably have done an endurance and strength phase in a different cycle. But again, most people are not going to do that. So here's a bit of everything in one program. So you've got this should improve your strength. It's going to improve your speed. And hopefully it's going to improve your kind of strength and speed endurance all in one. So you should knock quite a bit off your previous 500.